I posted a joke on Reddit and had 1,000 people tell me, hey loser, you stole this from r/white people Twitter. I followed the link and it was a screenshot of my joke. It's great. People don't look into anything at all. Friend of mine in Burnley, who knows him, says he may have to retire this season. Don't believe everything you hear. I can tell you he's 100% fit. And your source? I'm his dad. Better source? Unicorn founder and CEO of Twitch.tv. What? Y Combinator partner and Yale CS grad does not know software engineering. Excuse me? Maybe, just maybe, you don't understand how good software engineering works. Even more important, how it is done by good software engineers. If you think Zoom is even majority software engineers, I have some surprising news for you. Maybe you don't know how good software engineering works, Emmett, founder of Twitch.television. I didn't know who he was, so I have this condition, syndrome, I don't know. I'm just not good with faces. You're face blind. And my vision isn't the best either. This happened many, many years ago. A group of friends and I went off to watch some fairly famous local indie band and enjoyed a nice hour of chill and cool music. After the concert ended, I wanted to keep a memory of the occasion, so I asked the first guy I found to take a picture of us. He looked confused. My friends looked mortified, but he took it. After he left, they told me he was the main guitarist. I had just asked the guitarist to take a picture of total nobodies. None of my friends have allowed me to live this situation down, and I don't think they ever will. Well, that's kind of impressive, I have to say. Man with profile named after show Sons of Anarchy goes after Jason Isbell, not realizing that the show featured Isbell's music. All right? You're hack. I know that's not what it says. You are hack. Who should be served with a box ticket, clown. Hey, that show you named yourself after used some of my music. Love it. Are people on Twitter always in attack mode? Yeah, constantly, dude. That's kind of what it was built for, you know? Super fast action rage bait. Getting ready for the weekend. Happy Halloween. I'm not Tony Hawk. Random person explaining an astronaut, or explaining to an astronaut, remember the word, how space works. To be completely clear, at the altitude at which a Mach 10 hypersonic aircraft would be flying, the ejection suit, I don't know why I added suit to that, the ejection would be very survivable. The re-entry into the atmosphere in just a pressure suit, not so much. A Mach number is the ratio of an object's speed in a given medium to the speed of sound in that medium. Did you just copy, like, the Wikipedia headline? The ISS travels in a vacuum, so there's no medium. A Mach number doesn't even exist for a spacewalk. A, checks notes, gardener explaining how space things work to, an astronaut who actually worked in space. Twitter is amazing. There are few jobs I would say are impossible for 99.99% of the population. But astronauts, cosmonauts, whatever the hell you want to call them, I think we've always called them astronauts, I don't care. But point being, that's one of the hardest jobs ever. The scrutiny for who gets to go up is more insane than like almost anything else, ma'am. Look at who gets to be president versus the, 4.5 people that have been allowed to go to space, because you've got to be not just smart, you have to prove that you're smarter than most of the population that has ever lived. Now, there's probably at least a few astronauts that completely watch EmKay. I mean, why wouldn't they? This is top tier content, of course. They're probably watching this right now, hearing me say this, and they're thinking to themselves, well, I'm stupid. Well, no, trust me. The guy you're listening to right now, Scott Kelly, subscriber to EmKay, that guy's stupid. You know what's not stupid, though? The new merch over at EmKayShop.com. Make sure you head on over and use code BOOBIN at checkout for free shipping. A classic case of r/don't you know who I am? Obi-Wan. Now, that's a name I've not heard in a long, long time. I think my uncle knows him. He said he was dead. He's not dead. Not yet. You know him? Well, of course I know him. He's me. Yeah? Okay, I guess. I personally don't see it, but sure. This dude telling famous producer and rapper John Wayne that his music isn't hip-hop. Famous who? Never heard the name. Not hip-hop, but very cool arrangement. This is news to me. Don't get me wrong. Sweet timing and neat arrangement. Zero knocks in talent and hardware. No problem, and thanks for listening. I appreciate the input. I was just taken off guard. First time someone told me what I was doing wasn't hip-hop. Guess there's a first for everything. Bro, we get it. You don't like the game, but a lot of people do and are enjoying the game. Go make cocks on Zelda or something for real. That's literally my quote at the top. Wait, really? Hey, I've been seeing a lot of Gene lately. I love it. I love it. People are quite stupid. I mean, I am too. Not saying that I'm in the camp of smart people by any means, puppets, but geez. Vindman is both puppet and puppeteer. Question is, who pulls his strings? Musk is a fascist troll. His rhetoric is the same as Bannon's, who organized a recent globalist puppet masters conference. Define fascist, liar. Bet you can't. Okay, let's see. All right. She wrote the book on fascist, is it modernities? Modernities? I don't know. I've never really figured out how to say that word from the get-go. But check that out. Define it. Well, here's the book I wrote on it. So how about you kiss my ass? A Capitol police officer who was nearly crushed to death in one of the most frightening situations I can imagine. Why? He got compressed a little. He'll live with a fat taxpayer pension. Have you been paying attention to what the pigs have been doing to us for the last century plus? Imagine asking Robert Evans at I Write OK, host of Behind the Bastards, creator of It Could Happen Here, Behind the Police and Uprising, a guide from Portland riot regular and streamer and owner of Hand Smashed by a Proud Boy, if he's been paying attention. Outstanding. That was a lot, so many words crushed together in a way that was almost unreadable, but I do get what you're saying. Ah, yes, I'm Nielsen. Lost the title after he annoyed the FIDE president with questions about transparency. That's not how the norms work, my guy. But I like your attempt to egg him, though. Just for the record, I do know how norms work. We covered them briefly in a recent I.O. seminar, alongside how to calculate performance rating, though the norm requirements themselves I knew beforehand in less intricate detail. No context for me, man. But sure. Netflix emails a recommendation for Kunk on Earth to Diane Morgan, who plays Philomena Kunk. I really hope I'm saying that name correctly. I don't know what else it would be. I'm sorry. We've just added a TV program you might like. Netflix has just sent me an email suggesting I might like this. Well, do you like it or not, Diane? Do you? Answer. Do you think Blue Marvel could do this to 616 Hulk? No, it would be a toss-up. He couldn't just one-shot the Hulk. That would be disrespectful. The way I look at it, the Blue Marvel can hang with and beat anybody when it comes to the top-tier heroes. But they could also beat him up as well. It depends on what the story is and who's writing it. Same case for Sentry, you think? I like this interpretation. Blue Marvel is the guy you put in someone's path to stop them. And he may not win, but they're not going to get past him either. I have no idea what the Blue Marvel is. What is this? Cornelius Clay, blah, blah, blah. Sent only ever loses to bad writing. He one-shot a Beyonder. You're high. For those who do not know, Kevin created Blue Marvel. So you're literally telling the creator of a character that he is high AF in his evaluation of his own character's power levels. I'm gonna have to look into this Blue Marvel. I've never heard of this character before, ever. Hope you didn't pay for those on printables. Wait, what? USS what the f does that say? Okay, whatever. I hope you didn't pay for those F-14s. Those are free on printables.com. I know, I designed them and the ship. The jets are still free on all sites. Bro, you did an amazing job. You also did the MiG-23, didn't you? I don't know what this is for, but kinda cool nonetheless. Knowledge via marriage. I don't have screenshots, but I, female, once gently corrected a woman on social media regarding an erroneous statement she made about mental health, mostly because I didn't want other people to think what she said was accurate. She immediately replied that she knew what she was talking about because she was married to a mental health professional. My reply, well, my husband is also married to a mental health professional. Oh, I love it. Someone who thinks that they're smart by proxy. Well, my wife's a doctor, so I absolutely know what I'm saying to be true. Oh yeah? Well, I f***ing am a doctor, jackwagon. User over at r/chess posts an 8-year-old puzzle. The original poster of the puzzle replies. Oh boy, here we go. Show this to your students. Ask them to guess what's behind the gray square. Most will be shocked by the answer. If you know, don't spoil. How the hell would I know? That's confusing as hell, man. Okay, I don't know. The answer from 8 years ago. Please don't tell me you were scrolling down 8 years so far. Please say that you got this saved. Little bit of both. I'm the original poster. That's the coolest plot twist I've seen all week. A legendary internet moment. This is a real Ford F-150 moment, that's for sure. A 1997 Honda Civic moment, if you will. Ah, yes. A random YouTube or a random what is a psychologist expert. Ah, yes. Random commenter didn't take the time to see that I'm a licensed counselor and trauma therapist in the psychology field for 10 years. It's also great that whoever wrote that comment can't write worth shit. Ah, yes. Random YouTube is a psychologist expert. What? Dinesh D'Souza finds out who Academy Award-winning writer and director director Billy Ray is. Let's see. I have no idea who you are, but I've made the 2 most successful political documentaries of the last decade. You, on the other hand, have not. Me, Captain Phillips, The Hunger Games, Richard Jewell, The Comey Rule, Breach, Shattered Glass, etc. You, a felony conviction. Stand down, asshole. You're bad for my country. Okay? Work on your reading comprehension. I'm trying, okay? I am doing my best, I promise. Let's see. You need to work on your reading comprehension. The highlighted portion of the study does not say what you seem to think it does. I'm acutely aware of what's written, in this. I co-authored the paper, kid. See my name, Kirsty Miller, at the top? Ooh, love it. I love it when the person that literally made it comes out of the woodwork or is involved right from the get-go, and the person responding has no idea that they're stupid. Imagine telling someone to really up on their reading comprehension, you know, only to not have any yourself. This user asks Summoning Salt to try it out in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. For those of you that don't know, Summoning Salt holds the world record in 6 of the 7 major Mike Tyson's Punch-Out categories. You know, I had no idea of that at all. I've been watching his videos for quite some time now because they're really, really interesting to go through. But I don't know why I didn't think that he would also be a world record holder. Wrong. If you uppercut him during his windback animation for the hook, you get a star. He also throws them constantly when at high health. He almost always throws 2 from the start of the match, followed by 2 uppercuts, if the only inputs you make are to dodge or attack. And it's not guaranteed, or a guaranteed knockdown on him, unless you hit him with blah 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 blah. You're right. You can get a star from his hooks, but not the type of star you can instantly knock him down with, which is what Sinister was looking for. That's because he's exploiting a glitch. There's no different type of star, there's only one type. Okay? I mean, there's sort of 2 different types in that scenario. You need to get him into the insta knockdown pattern to beat him quickly, and to do that, he needs to go down for uppercuts and get a star when he does. But no, you can get as many of those stars off his uppercuts as you want, and the instant knockdown always works. Well, yeah, as long as you keep hitting the timing right and getting stars, but if you mess up the timing and hit him, but get no stars, miss the timing more than once or twice and it won't give you an instant KO. I'm not quite sure what you mean. From what I can tell, as long as you get the star from the uppercut, you never lose the ability to one-hit KO him. From what you can tell. Try it for yourself and see. I did. Did you try it? People regurgitating knowledge from watching YouTubers or streamers or someone else do something that you have not done. Just because you know some information doesn't mean you know everything. Would you look at that? Summoning Salt is first in, wow, all of that. Kinda crazy. Professional stunt rider Sarah Lazito is an amateur. What now? Trying to control that one friend that just gets too drunk. And this, children, is a graphic example of why professional stunt riders employ a lanyard to pin, which kills the motor as soon as the rider is a certain distance from the machine. Amateurs, on the other hand, provide content graphically displaying their inability to grasp basic concepts. Man, and even that got 2 little thumbs up and laughing reactions, I guess. I don't understand how Facebook works anymore, but can you imagine being this stupid? Luckily, I can't. Stay in school, PhD in chemistry. No, it's not. The metal is harmless. You're confusing it with mercury or with compounds of gallium, which have completely different properties. Stay in school. I've just finished my PhD in chemistry. Might I direct you to my paper on gallium chemistry and oh, well, that's a word I've never seen. Either way, most of this sub to me is just, can you imagine telling somebody with a PhD to stay in school? What the hell do you mean stay in school? They're a doctor, you dipshit. I think they've conquered school. Olympian marathoner Molly Seidel gets coached on an airplane. Wait, what? On my flight, I was talking to a guy next to me and it came up that I run. He starts telling me how I need to train high mileage and pulls up analysis he's made of pro runners training on his phone. The pro runner was me. It was my training. I didn't have the heart to tell him. Why not? You shouldn't let people do crap like this. Like, I didn't fucking ask. What are you doing? What are you talking about? What, is he gonna fucking explode if you tell him that, hey, by the way, I'm the pro here. I don't know what you're talking about. That's me, by the way. So I ordered a Josh Giddey jersey a few weeks ago and they sent me an extra. Anyone want a free Giddey jersey? Yeah, I want it. He don't know you, little bro. What do you... I think the he does, actually. Nah, I don't know you, little bro. Christ. Damn, that's nasty. People die falling like that. The muscle flexion after she hit the ground is very concerning. That probably means her brain was seriously injured. LOL. You a doctor? Boxers do this getting knocked out all the time. Doesn't mean her brain is severely injured. Pseudo doctors on Twitter, man. Not a doctor, but a former EMT. Yeah, you don't have to be a doctor to know these things, but hey, being a trained EMT, that stuff's gonna stick with you probably the rest of your life, you know? Everybody so wants to jump on every response for every reason now that they more often than not end up looking like dingleberries. Your article is filled with either lies or inaccuracies, but either way, it's pretty much bullshit. Good job, LOL, and read the article. This is a well-respected journalist who has covered Korea and this crisis for decades. Show some respect. It's an article about me, dumbass. It's just showing that guy did not read the article. Or if he did, wow, he somehow doesn't know who Seth Rogen is? Man, can you hold this baby? My grandmother had no idea who she had just handed me to. When I was only a few months old, my mom, dad, and my grandmother ran into a woman who was being driven around in a limousine. My mother and father recognized her immediately, but my grandmother did not. My mom asked the woman if they could get a picture together, and the woman agreed. So my dad stepped back a few paces to take the picture. However, just before he snapped it, my grandmother, for some reason, handed me through the open door to the woman in the limousine. She was sitting in the back seat with her feet outside the car. My dad took the picture at that moment. Afterwards, as they were walking away, my mother was completely mortified that my grandmother had done that. Would you realize who that was? She didn't have a clue. That was Lady Bird Johnson. Oh, weird. My grandmother, in a moment of complete spontaneity, had just dumped me square into her lap. Mrs. Johnson was on a tour to meet the public and raise support for her husband shortly after he had just taken office. Kennedy had been shot only 6 or 7 months prior to this. Apparently, they had stopped for lunch, and that's why my family had bumped into her. She had happily agreed to a photo together, but hadn't expected that at the last moment my grandmother would hand her a baby. So, at my mom's house in one of our family albums, there's a photo in black and white of me as a baby being held by the perplexed-looking but very gracious First Lady of the United States of America. Where's the photo? Come on, where is it? Man, a simple bio check could have been nice. I'm sure it could have been. I love women telling men how their bodies work. Wait, what? Actually, I'm a urologist debunking crappy myths that hurt people. By the way, not a single male urologist I know endorses semen retention either. Excuse me, what retention? They're doing what? Is that like tantra shit? What are you talking about? She's literally the woman in the picture. My niece yelled, "It's you and Mom," while watching Wednesday. The bottom picture is totally not like 20 years old. What the hell are you talking about? Whatever, doesn't matter. Weird first date. Hell yeah, if that's how they are on the first date, the sky's the limit, right? Those weirdos are meant for each other, and I love it. Who's this comedian? I've seen him post a few times here, and he's really funny. You literally replied to him. I can't see a picture of the guy's face, but he is always on the front page of Reddit. Always. I cannot... What is his name, damn it? He's probably one of the best crowd workers I've seen, like, ever. Snape is all gray. You can't make him a saint. He was vindictive and bullying. You can't make him a devil. He died to save the wizarding world. No, he died to clear his conscience, okay? I'm not a big fan of JK anymore, but can you imagine? Remember, you see that question I keep asking? Can you imagine? That's the theme of today's video. But can you, for a moment, telling the author, the creator of a world, what a character's motivation was? A character they invented from the ground up? Again, I don't like JK right now, or really at all anymore personally, but Jesus, man. Just because you're a fan does not mean you suddenly know it all, pal. It's deeply depressing that the killer app of contemporary machine learning is bullshit generation. We literally solved protein folding. I may not know what that means, but it sounds big. You know, it feels big. Protein folding does sound like a killer death metal band name, by the way. Don't forget, I am the guy that made it happen. A short story about a special invite. Now, before I begin, I do hope this is allowed, but I'll not share any screenshots as it would clearly identify me and the person who does not know who I am. I got an invite today to an online event for a tech company that partners with mine. The invite lays out how special and fantastic it will be, and that I really should attend. I'm the host! The ghost host? Don't leave us hanging though. Are you going or not? Might as well. Nothing better to do. I'll let you know if it's any good. You should decline the invite and give the reason that you know the host personally and have a problem with them. Former head of FBI counterintelligence. Ooh. You clearly don't understand the law when it comes to classified documents. Here, a tweet to support my assertion. Oh, please tell me more. This is the greatest site in the universe. The level at which people can make themselves look dumb has never been seen before. Thank you, Twitter. It's called Twitter. It will always be Twitter. It's not X. I'm not a dingleberry. I don't know why that word has been forced back into my vocabulary lately. I must have watched a movie where they said it a lot. Interviewer asks the band's guitarist. Oh boy. Age 23. From Los Angeles, California. Who was the best band? System of a Down. Biggest surprise? System of a Down. I just thought those guys were the best. Verdict? If you guys missed System of a Down, you missed everything. They blew me away. That's the band's guitarist. I've seen this image a few times and had no idea because I don't recall any of their songs off the top of my head, so of course I wouldn't really know what any of them look like. It would have taken 2 seconds to Google his name. Oh, here we go. DJ tips. Play at least 50% your own music in your set. Avoid toxic, failing artists and their negative energy. Post 3 times per week on TikTok. Find a manager that will fight for you. Realize that interesting brand is better than skilled music producer. What if, as a DJ, your own music simply isn't as good as the rest out there? My content is obviously directed at professional house and techno DJs. It sounds like you may have some work to do in the studio first. Wishing you all the best. I've done a few bits over the years, mate. Wait, hold on a second. I help DJs. Make sure you're posting 3 times a week on TikTok. I get it. I do get it. Also, I love that realizing that interesting brand over skilled music producer. I understand that branding for a lot of people trumps so many things. I mean, look at me. I have an iPhone. Technically speaking, there are many, many Android phones out there that will do way more for the same money, if not a bit cheaper. I do say a bit cheaper, because if you tell me that the flagship Samsung phones are somehow way, way cheaper than the flagship iPhones, no. But you know what I'm getting at. The reason Apple is so big is because, well, I mean, it was all about that beautiful brand. To be fair to both of these people, I don't know who either of them are, and I googled them both. Still not sure what the DJ has done after seeing his top songs. My favorite thing about this sub is people who know absolutely dick about the topic of the OP saying, I've never heard of either of them. Talk about missing the point. Me talking about fossils, random man interrupts me. I follow a page called Scottish Fossils on Instagram. Oh cool, that's me. No, this is someone else. They have a PhD. Yeah, it's me. Do you have tattoos? Excuse me? Wait, hold on a second. I feel like No, I don't recognize the tiny photo. Weird. He's the director for the event location. The allegation that the tournament venue was never booked was frankly baffling. It was 1,000,000,000% booked. You have any proof of this? Techport Center Arena isn't showing or even mentioning anything Smash related on their upcoming event calendars before or after it was canceled. I do. I'm their director of esports and gaming and have been planning this with Justin and our community for a while now. Thank you for clarifying. Oh, there you go. Anecdote. Once went to pitch a comedy drama to a certain commissioner. He expressed doubt that I had the right tone for the channel. Suggested I watch something called A Child's Christmases in Wales. I mean, I wrote that, I said politely. I don't think you've been to this country. I was born there. One thing about Afghans is that the average Afghan looks like they could be a model. Okay, where are the comments for this? Afghans are beautiful, but bro, the vast majority don't have colored eyes. If you go to Afghanistan, maybe 2 to 3% of the people there will have the classic green eyes. I don't think you've been to Afghanistan. 85% have colored eyes there. I was born there. Can almost certainly confirm that no, the majority have dark eyes. I've spent around 6 years on Twitter, or working on Twitter for Android, and can say that this is wrong. By the way, I'd like to apologize for Twitter being super slow in many countries. The app is doing over 1,000 poorly batched RPCs just to render a home timeline. So, the guy who owns Twitter and has access to the entire system is wrong, but the random internet dude is right. I'm gonna say incredulity. You know you're the random dude, right? I actually helped build this thing. Yeah, I love that. Someone paid for a checkmark to feel special and thought that Elon Musk actually had more knowledge than one of the guys that fucking built the website. Which, by the way, Elon has never done a bit of. He created El Tigre. Let's see. Super Mario fan art over the years. How the hell did he nail the El Tigre art style? Tom thought she tweeted for a living. All right, let's see. Excellent, but watch the documentary. Weird of you to reply to a tweet of mine professing an all-seeing eye on U.S. politics and constitutional affairs off the back of watching one documentary. Man, the amount of extrapolation these dipshits can pull out of thin air is insane. Hey, maybe you should watch the documentary though. Interesting that you said all these weird weird, random, stupid, ridiculous things without actually saying a fucking one of them. Maybe try doing a degree in it and working there for 4 months. Help my understanding is all. I'm a constitutional lawyer, Tom, and Tom is a dipshit. The uncredited English translator, all right? Pachinko, by whoever, was an incredible book. The uncredited English translator really captured all the nuances of the native Hangul. Thank you. It was written originally in English by an American. Me. I was credited as the author. God damn. You don't know who Will Wheaton is, do you? Will Wheaton? All right, let's see. I loved The Last Jedi. It hit all the right notes for me, and seeing it in the Chinese theater surrounded by my fellow nerds was glorious. The Force was with us. Oh, and I went in costume for the first time ever because I'm a damn adult and I get to decide what that means. That's Star Trek, dumbass. You just showed why everyone who liked that trash are morons. You don't know who Will Wheaton is, do you? I bet this earned him a block. Hell, I'm pretty sure even I'm blocked by Will Wheaton. Why? I don't know. I feel like one day he ran a script to block like 50% of Twitter users. Best in the world, rando on Reddit. Awesome, that's not easy. Thank you, and you're right, God knows I've tried. Nice lap, he's got a bright future in sim racing. If I could make a suggestion, no one asked you to make a suggestion, I'd recommend turning off the look to Apex feature along with any other camera movement. He holds the world record, dude. I don't think he's looking for any suggestions from a random guy on Reddit. Yeah, even if you're right, your opinion was not asked for. I apologize for the little giggle. That just came out now. I'm sorry.